Hey guys, Jacob with Mox. Sorry about last week. I'm gonna go ahead and say that out front. I missed last week. Basically, I went to my grandparents and couldn't film it on Tuesday. I had a Bricklink order video planned. It turned out to be over 40 minutes long and decided not to post it. If you guys still want that, put it in the comments. I'll post it. But, just know it's a long one. Speaking of long, since this has been 2 weeks, I got a lot more done than normal. Let's go ahead and get started on the first thing. I want to give you guys a Titanic update. Here is the Titanic now. Not much has changed on this side. I think I added an extra floor. I started work on the floor after that. So this would be where I am at. We got another 3 to go. But more importantly, what I started on is the actual bridge area. So I started on the top part of it, and I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I've got another white section to go. It's going to go on the bottom, but in that Brooklyn corner, I got a lot of the parts for the Titanic, including these awesome wooden deck pieces. I love the part, but I ran out of, so didn't order enough. I'm going to do that, and that's going to be another Brooklyn quarter. So far, this Titanic is costing me a lot of money, and more to go. So yeah, some of the main details I want to point out is the windows on this side. I kept it open on this side to represent each one of the rooms. Probably need to throw in some more red ones to represent the first class ones, just to keep that trend going. Most of these were first class rooms, but I just haven't done that yet. And these boilers, I try to keep pointing it out, but basically the last funnel is a fake funnel. So you got 1, 2, and 3, and those line up near seamlessly with the actual funnels, except for on the fourth one. Thought that was pretty cool, and just want to keep pointing that out because it's a really fun fact that I'm trying to add to it. Like I said, productive week, so I've got a couple other things done. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but there's that train. Started work on a second car. Plan on it being I haven't decided if it's going to be just the coal car or a passenger car. I haven't 100% on that. Probably going to be coal car. But I feel like this train needs it. And again, if you don't know the story of that, I'm planning on making a big train eventually. I always like to build something in small scale, like my logo, for example. Built the small logo. Then I built the giant one right there. Speaking of 500 subscribers coming up, if not, we've already hit it. That review will come out when we hit 500 again. So please like, comment, and share. I very much appreciate it. Moving on. Here's a little one night build. Setting this one up just a little bit. My little brother, he made this little box, and it had little googly eyes in there. I was like, you know what? That's a really fun idea. I decided to roll with it. So there's the head. I decided to add antennas. Gotta make it look like a TV. And then he's just a little robot. Lots of articulation on this guy, all ball joints everywhere. And a whole lot of fun to play with. Just one of those fun little builds. He's supposed to run off of a AA battery in the back. Or whatever, the really small version of a AA. I don't know what they call it. Anyway, it's supposed to be one of those on the back, just to add a little more of a jokiness to it. But he's just a fun little guy that I thought was kind of cute. In case you aren't aware, I have a Discord server. You can check it out, link in the description. I post all of my works in progress there. So you can go there, join the group. You got a lot of good guys there who love to chat. and I post all my works in progress, so they get the first access to see what these things look like. And speaking of them, they actually helped me out a lot on this next build, or one of the final builds. I'm gonna keep going in the order of when I built these things. So here is the next one. This one is a absolute joy to me. I've always wanted to build this. Saw one online and I knew I had to do it. So I'm gonna start out with the first thing I made. This is it. This is a little car. If any of you guys have ever heard of the show VeggieTales, it's basically a Christian show where they talk about God, and they talk about, it's supposed to be a kids show that's supposed to lead the company that made it this big idea, and their tagline for the show was, Saturday morning fun, Sunday morning values. So, it gives you an idea of what it was. Basically, this was their spoof of Batman. This is the Larrymobile. And in case you did not know, the Larrymobile could actually transform in the show. If you ever watch it, you know what I'm talking about. So basically the wheels would eject off and not do that, but they would transform into a plane, and then last but not least, it would transform into a drill, and it would drill into the ground. So I just lost my car. Mostly intact, I guess. I'll worry about that later. Anyway, the true hero, in case you did not know, was a cucumber, and his name was Larry Boy. So here is my mock of Larry Boy. Now, I know this isn't going to appeal to anybody who has never seen the show, but it's just a fun little thing. It just brought back a lot of nostalgia when doing some research for it, and I think it turned out pretty good. These are supposed to be his plunger ears, and that kind of explains the red wheels and everything. All those were plungers. Great kid show, I tell you now. And so I built those, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of the guys in the Discord server helped me out, and it was fun because we all had a connection to the show. So, it was neat. Alright. And don't get me wrong, silly songs are the best part. If you have not, go look those up, because they're a blast. Pizza Angel especially. But don't do what I did. Don't start a binge and watch that for hours. It does get old. Okay, moving on to the next build. This one, it's a small one. Minifig can fit in it. This is just a little car I made. Long time ago, I don't know if I made a video on it, but I got these suspension pieces on Bricklink, and they were pretty cheap from what I remember. I always wanted to use them for something, so this is all 4 wheels are independently suspended. But I always wanted to use them for something, and I finally decided, you know what, we're going to use them. So I built this. Original plan was it for it to be a Volkswagen Bug, and I don't think it looks like that anymore. I just think it's just a little car, monster truck kind of thing. And emphasis on little. This is definitely a dwarf car. Dwarf car. And just a little funny thing. Alright. And I forgot to mention this thing. So a lot of people have been doing this lately, and I can understand why. I saw it, fell in love with it, had to build it. This is I think they call it a Tensegrity chain. I used the chain pieces. Kind of got mine off JK Brickworks. Because he was the first person I saw to do them. And I just kind of took the idea, concept, and made my own. It's not perfect, and definitely doesn't work as good as others, but still works, and that's what matters. So that's about it for that. I'm not going to explain how it works because you want to know how it works. Beyond the Brick did an amazing video, took an actual science teacher and asked him how it worked, and he explained it really well. Way better than I can. So I'm going to put that up. And that has officially joined my collection of useless but cool things. Alright, and moving on to what I think is the last build of the past 2 weeks. And this one is kind of inspired off of the monster truck. Like I mentioned, I built this off of VW Bug. And what movie car do you think of when you think of a VW Bug? Not Bumblebee. You think of a white Herbie. So here is my version of Herbie from the Disney movies. In case you've never seen them, it's Herbie the Love Bug. That was one of them. Herbie Goes Bananas. Lots of different ones. And I love the details I did on this car, especially these stripes that actually go all the way through until at least to get to the back. The front end is bent so it looks like he smiled, which is what he did in the show or in the movies. He was a sentient car. If I flipped over on the front, you can see some of those weird techniques I used. Those are some hinge bricks right there, or hinge plates. Those are hinges. The roof sort of comes off. You have to kind of break off the sides of it, and then the roof part folds up like this, and you can fit minifig in this as well. So you just put those back on once you put a minifig inside, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see that weird technique I used there to get those stripes to work, and that's also how I did it in the front. In case you want to see how that works, basically, if I remove this side panel here, I'm just going to completely remove this entire section there, and so you can sort of see how that works. Basically, this part in the middle is attached by one clip there, like that. Got a blue one to match the stripe, and the white one attaches to that bar inside there. Those click into place, and then you just fold the hinge piece right there. Fold that down, and it will perfectly line up with the front one. And just put all that back together, and that is how you make the Herbie shape. So I think this one turned out really good. The only thing I'm not completely sold on is this windshield piece. It is a little tall, and the only reason it's tall is in order to fit a minifig. So if I was to revise this thing, I don't know, I guess I'd just make it bigger. I think the main limitations here are these fenders. I used my bigger ones for this one so I could put bigger wheels on the monster truck, obviously, as a monster truck should have, and then put the tighter ones, so I have to use these smaller wheels on this one. And so that kind of limited my size of wheel, which limited the size of the rest of the model. But definitely turned out really good. I really like it. Not a whole lot of room on the bottom, so there's not a lot of ground clearance, like, at all. Honestly, I'm amazed the wheels even touched the ground. I didn't have enough 1x1, so I had to use these tooth pieces on the corners there. You can see them hanging down. But they don't scrape the ground, so I don't care. Other than that, that's pretty much it for my little Herbie car. He was the final build, and again, thank you to my friends on Discord. They helped me out a lot when building this guy. Anytime I had a question, I threw it up there for them, and a lot of them answered and helped me out. So If you want to be a part of that said Discord group, again, check the description. It's down there. And that's about it for this productive 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, quick update on Clockwork. No progress. If I don't mention them, it's usually no progress. So that's about it now. Thanks again for watching. Always appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.